Welcome back to the garage, guys. We are working on a new Toyota Supra. Not really, this is a BMW. This is a, what year is this car? What is it?
It's not a Supra.
Yeah, it is. It's a Supra engine.
Oh, not yet. Similar.
Supra.
No, it's not even close.
What do you mean? It's a Supra engine. What is this? 2000 something model.
2009 BMW 528 E60.
Welcome back to the garage, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I've got SVT Kevin with me here and another BMW to work on. This is Kevin's 2009 E60 528, which means it has an inline 6-cylinder, similar to what's in my wife's car, just without the turbo. So it's an NA, what is it, like a 3-liter, 2 point something? 3-liter? We don't know how big its engine is. Well, we got a problem, a very common problem that's on BMWs, and that is valve cover gasket leaking. So this is supposed to be a lot easier than the turbo variant. We're gonna go ahead and do it. We're gonna time lapse some of this, and we're gonna see what it takes to change a valve cover gasket. So Kevin's got all his tools laid out here. This may not be the first time he's done this job. So looks like it's pretty much a whole bunch of these little Torx bits and some extensions and some wobble sockets. But let's see what he can do. Do it, Kevin. Is that injectors?
Yeah, the injector rail.
Why is it all one big connector?
It's individuals, but you gotta pop them all off, then you pull the whole thing back to get it off the valve cover. So I'm gonna unclip it and pull the whole thing back, take your oil pressure switch off, your temp sensor off, and your Vanos solenoid off.
So don't have to do anything with the injectors? They stay put?
No, they stay put. So you just pop that rail off, pull this whole harness out.
All right, not bad, not bad.
Bring it all back.
All right, what's next?
Got the whole harness off, got the coil harness out.
Coil harness?
Yeah, all the coils, got your grounds, 8mm grounds. Got to make sure you put those back on. If not, you'll fry your DME.
Oh, what's a DME?
Engine control.
Oh.
So we got that all out.
It's like an ECU.
Now we're going to take the Valvetronic motor out.
Cool. So this is the doodad that raises the things and they go up and down.
That's it.
Like, is it valve lift it's controlling?
Intake.
So intake valve lift is controlled by the whole rail, right?
Yeah, you'll see a cam in there.
It's gonna be cool.
There's a 3mm mallet that goes in there. You should back them all the way off so you don't get that motor to pop out.
Oh, you're supposed to release that before you do what you did.
Yes.
So don't do what he did. Just do as I say, not as I do here at Dickie's Garage.
Don't flat rate it.
So all that dirt that fell in there, is that okay?
No, I wanted to blow it off, but I forgot. It's a little sludgy.
It looks good though.
So this is the Valvetronic cam.
Dude, I was so confused. I thought that motor was raising and lowering the cam like a bonehead. I didn't realize it was moving the pivot point for the rockers.
Yeah, this is the cam for back here on this side. So that worm gear moves all that. So I do have the old Vanos bolts, and look, oh shit, look.
What?
Look down here, my Vanos bolts actually are broken off. This thing was about to stop running.
Ow, that's hot.
Come look on this side.
Can you guys see this right here?
That's crazy.
This is the cam phaser on the front of his intake camshaft here. See this bolt in the back side of it? It is actually backed out. Looks like it's about to shear off.
Look at the bottom one already sheared off. It's hitting the cylinder head. You see the stud hanging out?
Jeez. Kevin, what is that?
What is that? Alright, so we pulled this off and we're coming around to the bolt that actually broke the head off of it. The head is definitely somewhere down in the oil pan. It breaks off, it drops straight down the timing cover. If it doesn't get caught in the timing chain, you should be okay. It's an oil pan. We're gonna do oil pan later, so we'll pull it out then. It's not gonna go through the engine. But now we're gonna rotate this one over and get that broken one out of there.
So like, just to be clear, we did not know that bolt was broken on his cam phaser. He is just here to do a valve cover gasket, so we got lucky today.
So a couple turns, and that's how close we were. Jeez. We were only in by there where we should have been all the way up, and that head is completely missing.
It's an aluminum bolt, right?
It is aluminum. But you can see it was hitting the cylinder head there, bouncing off the back side of the head because it's just working its way out.
So I just want to give you guys just a little bit better visual of what we're working on here. This is a cam phaser. He brought me this one over to show you guys what they look like. This one's already had all 4 bolts broken. These little aluminum bolts, they take nothing to shear. So they actually extended the warranty for BMW, put a lot of warranty behind these because they knew it was a problem. Crazy thing is, Kevin's car does not apply to that warranty, yet it's got the exact same problem. So just because your car's VIN doesn't show you have an issue, take your car, get your maintenance done, and make sure these aren't going to break on your car. And to be honest with you, I don't want to say bad things about BMW because there's certain other brands out of Stuttgart that's had the exact same problems, and theirs is a little more catastrophic when theirs breaks.
So we're torquing each bolt down to 6 Newton meters, then we're doing 60 degrees on all the bolts. So we're doing 6 Newton meters.
What's a Newton meter?
There's 6 of them.
You just installed 6 Newton meters?
I did. More power.
Newton meter. I can't even say it.
So now it's 60 degrees.
So for you do-it-at-homers, I guess you're gonna have to go to the parts store and get the loaner tool program, because if you got to do degrees, you got to be precise about it, because these are aluminum bolts he's reinstalling. Once they stretch so far, they go dink, and that's it. All right, so we've got everything prepped and ready. We've got all those bolts changed. When I say we, I mean him. But one thing that he did that I was kind of intrigued by was when he put the gasket on, he put a little special sauce on that. What is that, Kevin?
Little high temp spray adhesive.
Right, why is that?
Because when you're going back over the engine, the back likes to catch the cylinder head, so you're gonna pull the gasket off, so that gives it a little more stabilization.
I did that once. Yeah, he saved my ass.
You did.
All right, so everything's in here, and you've got it glued in with a high temp headliner adhesive. It's not headliner adhesive either. Is there anything else I need to know about this? Anything important here?
That's pretty much it.
You guys see these bolts? The non-captured bolts. So when you flip it over and shit hits the ground, that's where it goes. This hole, and that hole. You got that? Cool. Well, let's take it back on the car. Watch carefully as he does this, because there's a bit of finesse to get it underneath that cowl. Finesse it.
Not finessing very well.
Do you ever do something all the time and it goes super easy till somebody puts you on the spot? That's what I just did to him.
Alright, there we are.
Looks good.
Solid.
He makes these things look so easy, doesn't he? All right, Kevin, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you know good?
At? What am I no good at?
What do you know good? You never had an old person ask you that?
No, I haven't.
Old guy at the barbershop used to ask me every time I'd see him. He'd say, hey boy, what do you know good? Yeah, right? What does that mean? All right, Kevin, where are we at? What's going on right now? We're still trying to figure out what we know good that we don't know. You got the Thanos back in there.
Everything's back in. We're already started.
You got injectors plugged back in.
Vanos.
Is that a Vanos wire?
Vanos wire.
That's a Vanos sensor.
Solenoid.
Why is the solenoid down there? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Back this thing up a little bit. I got a Vanos wiper motor. This giant starter size thing here.
Vanos, it's Valvetronic.
So Valvetronic and Vanos, what's the difference?
Vanos is the gears. Valvetronic is the cam. So we just replaced the Vanos.
So you're telling me I'm making Vanos memes,
well, and
I'm taking pictures of the wrong things.
Probably.
Thank you for stopping me from posting that.
You're welcome.
All right, so this is Vanos. It's variable intake and exhaust, right? So the intake cams move around. Valvetronic is a thing where it lifts the valves up more or less depending on your engine management demands. So okay, we just learned something. We learned lots of somethings. And this is the Valvetronic sensor.
Eccentric shaft sensor.
I was close. I was really close. So yeah, that's pretty much ready to put the engine covers back on and tidy a few things down. You guys have any questions? Drop them below because I have a lot still. I'll just remember them tomorrow. And moment be the stick. Man, this German's got a complicated language. All right, so he's gonna put it back together now. Then we're gonna wipe everything down with some rubber care, make it look nice, and then give it a test fire, see what it does. So in typical BMW fashion, we fixed one problem, the valve cover gasket. When I say we, I mean he did. And we have another problem. What's going on now, Kevin?
Now we got an oil filter housing gasket leaking.
Where's it leaking at?
Between the cooler and the housing.
Oh, you'd think somebody would have seen that before we did this.
If we looked.
So that's gonna do it for this video. This is essentially us doing our automotive adulting. Now that all the responsibilities are out of the way, it's time to get back to work on Project Ethel and this high compression small block I'm building. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.